What's up, Bellas? It's your girl Mary Kay coming to you with a highly requested video, and I'm going to jump right into it. I am going to be doing a step-by-step on the ins and outs of crocheting Freetress deep twist. Now, Freetress deep twist, if done right, is absolutely gorgeous, but there are certain, little tips and tricks that'll help you to get more wear out of the hair, lasting wear, and to just help you to rock it out the way that you want to rock it out. Okay, and along the way I'm going to be answering questions. If you guys are a part of my social media platforms, I did post that I'll be filming this video and that you are free to ask me questions that I will be including in this video. You guys saw that, right? So we're gonna go ahead and get started. First and foremost, this is what the hair looks like. Ooh. Okay. Now at my local beauty supply store, this was $6.99. It could be $5.99. It could be anywhere in that vicinity. It shouldn't be any more than if it's more than $8 a pack. As far as my braiding pattern, and I'm not like super braider of the world. So I have 12 cornrows going across. The first 2, 4, 6, the 3 on each side, they're spaced out regularly, like my regular space out. And then up here, I get closer and smaller because that is going to leave for a seamless part. And also it will give you parting versatility. And also it just looks neater without the big bulky braids up top. Now, I don't know what these cornrows look like back here, I'm telling you now. But it joins into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big. So 12 to 6 cornrows, okay? Before I cornrowed my hair, I did a co-wash, which is a conditioner wash. And I made sure that my scalp was nice and moisturized using my Shea Puree. So you want to start with that base so that you are not like, oh my gosh, my hair. You don't want to go through those problems. Once you take the hair out of the pack, this is what it looks like. Okay, very pretty, and it's very soft. It's really soft. I start in the front. I would suggest that if you are like not here for being in your head all day, I would start in the front. The reason being is because after a while, sometimes you can start to get lazy. And if you are going to get lazy,
Mommy, you want to see the new house? The movie theater we ran?
okay, sorry. I tell you, it happens all the time. Okay, so if you're going to get lazy, you want to get lazy in the back. You don't want to get lazy in the front. You want the front to be popping, okay? All right. You want to use very small pieces. If you can see how thin, take notice of how thin that piece is. And it's going to seem like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have enough. I promise you, you will have enough. I bought 4 packs. I don't put any more than 4 in my head. I just don't. Some people have done way more than that. Little tiny piece. I promise you it's going to turn out just fine. Start in the front in case you get tired along the back. And if you want to, you can use, the pieces can get a little bit bigger in the back. So, but in the front, small, tiny pieces. What you do is you take your latch hook, crochet hook, whatever. It has a little hook right here and a latch that closes and opens. So you start with it open. You go under your cornrow. You have the hair midway and you have your forefinger inside that loop, and go ahead and set that loop right in the hoop of the latch hook. Then you close the latch, okay? Before you pull it back through, close the latch because it will pull. And it pulls right underneath your cornrow. Now, there are a number of different knots that you can do. Basic knot, you take the hook out, You put your thumb and your forefinger inside the hoop and you grab the 2 end pieces, pull it through. You do that once, do that twice, and you do that 3 times for a nice secure knot. Okay, bam. It's in there, it's not going anywhere. That's why I did it 3 times. So you're gonna get another same size piece, really tiny. Okay, and that pull away was in real time. Oh, I will say this too. I went down the shaft of this hair with my Shea Puree. It makes for a very easy separation and the hair feels great once it's installed. So that's optional. It just works better for me and it looks better. Okay, now you're not gonna put this second piece right next to this piece. You're gonna go a finger width apart from your first piece, okay? Otherwise you will look like Lion King. Same thing. In the loop, close the latch, pull it through. Now, I'm gonna show you a different technique. You're going to pull one end of the hair through, okay? So you have one end here, one end here, all right? Now, what you'll do is you'll tie this in a regular shoestring tie, right? Once. Then you'll take a little bit of hair from one side and a little bit of hair from the other side and combine those. Now those pieces that you just took from each side, they're on one side. You knot it again, regular shoestring tie. Now, what that does, that is in my perfect knot video that I did a while ago. What that does is create like friction in the hair. So it gives the hair, this hair is really smooth. So it's easy for the knot to slide if there is no friction, if there's nothing for the hair to hold on to. So when you take a piece of hair from each side and combine them, right at the root, it's almost like a little tangling, if you will, for lack of a better word, but it's creating that hold on the knot. So both these knots are really, really, really good methods. The perfect knot method that I just showed you, I've never had any problems with. The triple knot method, I've never had any problems with. If you knot it one time, it will slide out. So I wouldn't knot it one time. Okay. Again, same process. And for the sake of time, I'm going to use the triple knot method. All right. Finger width apart. Same thing. 1, 2, 3. Then you push that knot up. Bam. So you're going to do that. Now what you're going to do is these 3 larger cornrows on each side, you're going to follow this same method all the way through. Finger width apart. Same method, nothing changes about it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to do each of these 3 on the side. I'm not doing anything different than what I just showed you. I'm going to go all the way back and then I will be right back to you. All right, you guys, I am back. So you can see we're coming along. The hair is looking really, 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 really good. This is very, very sexy hair, ladies. Trust me. I've done my 3 large braids on the side, but I'm gonna save the back so I can kind of show you what I do when I get back here. Like if I'm feeling a little bit lazy. It gets like that sometimes. Now, these top, like from here on up. What you're gonna do is to make this as seamless as possible and as natural as possible, you're going to pack them closer than you did. So you're not gonna do the finger width apart. They're not gonna be directly right next to each other. These 2 in the middle, they're going to be literally right next to each other, back to back to back to back. So these leading up to the middle 2, they're going to be closer than the finger width apart, but they're not going to be back, back, back to back to back. The middle is where you're going to go back to back to back. So in this top section up here, even when you do the braids in the back, and I'm gonna get, you know, more into that once I get back there. There are certain areas that you want to pack. So since we're here in the front, these are the 2 braids that are going to be back to back to back to back to back. So those are going to be the last 2. You're still using tiny pieces. We have not increased the size of the piece as of yet. So here we are. And again, I'm doing the triple knot just because it's quicker. That's another reason why you want to use really small pieces, because if your triple knots are not able to stay knotted, it could very well be because your pieces are too large. So small piece, and just say, okay, this is where my finger width is. I'm gonna come just a little tad bit closer. It's not really back to back, but it's closer than a finger width. So it's like half of a finger width. Yeah, half of a finger width. So I am going to do this, and I have not forgotten about the questions that I've received. I'm going to be answering those questions for you guys. We're moving along, you guys. And what I'm gonna do is, because I know you guys just don't want to sit here and watch me do this, I'm going to do the rest of the front all the way up until I get to the 2 middle braids, and then I'll come back and show you what I mean about packing them back to back, these 2. Now what you want is, you want to make sure that your knots are very neat. Okay, and you don't want them to be up like this, you know what I mean? You want them to lay down flat because it's going to appeal to the overall look. Okay, I'm gonna do these 2 braids, okay, half of a finger width apart, and then I'll come back with the last 2, or maybe the last one. So hold on a minute, y'all. All right, you guys, this whole front section is almost done. I actually did this one. I packed them back to back, and I left this one out so I can show you. First, I'm going to show you the invisible method is when, okay, same crochet method pretty much. So you're going underneath the braid. Now, when you pull the loop out, instead of taking both ends under in between the loop, you're going to take one end underneath the loop. Okay, so you have that one end that you took underneath the loop, and then you're going to knot that end twice. 1, 2, and then this piece just kind of flops over the knot. So the knot is there. It's not that it's invisible, like you know, it's not there. It's there, but that this method ensures that you don't see the knot the more and more you do it, and you can't really tell on the first one you do, so you have to keep going right behind it, because we are doing back to back. Even though this is the invisible method, we're still doing back to back. Now you want to make sure that the part that you don't grab is enough hair that when you flip it over, it's enough to cover the knot. So 1, 2, and this one kind of just flips over. Okay, and you can kind of see what it's doing. Okay, you guys see what's going on here? No knots. You can still see the knots, but they're very neat on the other side. And I am going to be closing in this space. I'm going to do that in a second. So even with the knotted side, it still looks very neat. So you do have options. I'm going to do some invisible knotting on this side so it kind of matches up. And then I will get right back to you guys. Alrighty, fellas. Okay, so we're all set. Now what I'm going to do is draw these 2 middle braids closer together by taking a section of hair, still the same small section, and I'm gonna go like the top top of my head and I'm gonna go underneath these 2 middle braids. Okay, and I'm gonna crochet underneath 2 of them instead of the 1. And for this, I'm going to do the triple knot. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna shoestring tie it. That's just extra security, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna do that twice. Okay, so there you have the middle. Nice and invisible knotted. Now, I'm gonna start at the bottom and just fill up the bottom. For this, you can use slightly bigger pieces. So the pieces are still like, you know, they're not super big. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna start from the bottom. Do the 1, 2, 3, all up and through these braids. Then I'm doing finger width apart. So I'm just gonna finish. I'm just gonna go up these braids until I get, to about right here, right at the top, and then I'm gonna come back and show you guys what I do to kind of finish off the install, and then we're gonna go into the cut and we zombos. Hold on. So as you can see back here, it probably looks a mess, right? Because you are spacing these pieces out so it doesn't get super big, okay? And that's what you want to do. Now, what you're gonna do now, around this part right here, that's when you're going to go back to the smaller pieces and they're going to be close together, because that is going to cover the spaced out pieces. Okay, so when you get up here and you do the back to back, you have them nice and neat and all that good stuff like we did up here. That's gonna, basically the same thing as up here. You know how we kind of spaced them out on the sides, but you can't tell that because we got closer and closer as we got to the top, and the top is actually back to back to back. It has different purposes, and one of those purposes is to conceal, if you will, the space that you had to take here in order for the hair not to be super, super big when you're done. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. And I'm just following these cornrows, and I'm actually gonna start up here, and I'm doing the triple knot. Once you do that, we'll be ready to talk about the cut, how we're going to cut this up. See how it's already starting to fill that space? It's starting to come more spherical. And shape is everything with hairstyles. So it's starting to take its shape right at that section. And we're doing back to back. So the installation is in. Okay, you can see this hair is absolutely gorgeous, but we have to do a couple things to it. So I'm gonna take my fingers and go down the middle of the hair. Just get a kind of even Steven thing going on here. Whew. Now I am all about the shape of this, otherwise all of this voluptuousness is in vain. All right, scissors. You take your scissors, and you can use you don't have to bring out the shears, the steel. You don't have to do that for this hair. So I just use my play shears. What I'm gonna do is start with the front 2 pieces, and I'm going to cut where I want them to, like the little bang area that I want. Oh, sometimes having a nose ring is just so tedious. Okay, so I want that piece to stop right there, about 1 inch underneath my eye. That is going to be the guide for the rest of my framing, because you want it to, you don't want it to be for this piece to stop here and then your next layer is all the way down here. We're not gonna do that. So that is the guide for the rest of the cut, okay? Same thing over here. You want to make sure it's a smooth transition. You want to have like a half moon type of shape. So you're going to just cut, like etch down the hair until you see that shape. When you lean your head over, you want it to be like a half moon, okay? Oh, let me get this hair out of the way so you can see. So you see how it's kind of like, it's not all the way there yet, but it's coming. And you etch. None of these are blunt, straight across cuts. I'm literally just etching it as I go down the strand. Nothing is going across. Everything is going down, down, down. Ooh, see how that's shaping up? And this is the difference. Even though this is glorious as well, I like shape. Okay? And I have to run my son to football practice. So I'm gonna come back and do this other side, and then I will answer you guys' questions. And we'll be done, okay? All right, be right back. Mommy duty calls. Okay, be right back. Okay, you guys, I am back. I'm going to go ahead and just give this side a little chop. Another option, if you don't want to do this, is once you get up here to the top when you're installing the hair, you can cut the pack in half and it'll give you a layered look. If you don't need to have like a custom layered look, you can do it this way. You can do it that way, excuse me, and it will give you a layered look. See, it's starting to form, you guys. Yeah. I'm trying to like kind of come to the side so I can see my mirror past the camera. So that's why I'm like off centered a little bit. Okay. Now, you kind of want the back to be a little layered too. So, you know, kind of get some pieces in the back and do the same sort of deal. Slide down. And if you cannot do this, you can get someone else to kind of get your back going for you. Okay, and I see a long piece right here, and I'm gonna snip that because it's out of order. We don't do out of order. Okay. Yes, yes. So now that we are finished and we are the bomb to answer your lovely questions, now that we have completely slayed this Freetress D-twist, Miss Kristen Nicole, hey Bella, she asks, how many bags are used and what is the length? I bought 4 bags and I did not split them in half. And I have this much left out of the 4th bag. So about 3.5 packs. And this hair is 22 inches. Here's the tag. And as you can see, it says deep twist 22 inches. Okay. So that is the answer to your question, madame. I did kind of answer a few of these questions. Miss Yvette Russell asked, does it tangle? My experience with Freetress deep twist, and again, I doctor it up with my shea puree. So I am speaking on if you utilize the shea or some other type of shea butter based product. And I experience a little bit of tangling probably in the 3rd week. And you know, that's just because it's been 3 weeks. And what I do is I have a method that I use with my thinning shears. I just kind of go through with my thinning shears and kind of cut out any sort of tangles I see and go through with my shea puree, and it's like it revitalizes the hair so much, it's ridiculous. And this hair looks great the older that it gets. So it's like, yeah, you kind of want that elderly look, if you will, because this hair looks great once it's been in a few weeks. But it does not tangle super bad. And again, about 2.5, 3 weeks, you'll start to notice that. Now, if you're not sleeping with a bonnet on, then it may be about 2 weeks that you'll see tangles. So there are things that you can do to mitigate against those type of effects, like wearing a bonnet. You can do 2 large twists if you want to, and then just put it in a bonnet in the morning. Just fluff, shake, and go, and you're good to go. Miss Antronika, hey girl. She asked, what are the products that I use on this hair? The only product that I use for this hair is the shea puree. That is it. I don't use any oils, any mousses. I don't like mousse. Some people do use mousse for their crochet installs. I just not one of those people. I don't like it. It makes it dry to me. Gel definitely is a no-no. Oil will make it super shiny, oily, so I don't do that. The shea puree is all that I use. So if you don't have shea puree, you can get it now before the store closes in a week, or you can use a shea butter based product, but don't quote me on that because I use shea puree, so that is what I know will work. And like a lot of the other questions, I think that I answered. If you guys do have any more questions, definitely let me know in the comment section and I will be happy to answer them. You guys stay tuned to my social media platforms because I will be letting you know when I'm going to do a video, so that if you have specific questions, you can let me know and I can kind of get you out there, get your question out there. These are the final results. Again, nice seamless part. Got a little side action going on here. Let's see where we are with the side action. Ooh, that's actually really cute. Yeah, I'm gonna play with this, and there'll be pictures at the end, but if you have any questions, let me know, and in the meantime, I wish you all peace, love, and light.
I keep on missing you.